Welcome to this series of presentations focused on the Reforma objectives, those characteristics of a biblically based ministry. The world desperately needs Christian leaders who know Scripture and can effectively serve the church. Reforma's objectives are globally recognized standards providing quality assurance for national and local regulatory agencies and for church leadership. These presentations are not designed to give you the answers, but rather to help you on the path to developing and strengthening these characteristics in your own life and ministry. More information can be obtained at re-forma.global. We continue with Objective 4.4, help a couple prepare for their marriage. All Christian couples should seek premarital counseling from a competent pastor. Often, couples who decide to get married do so when they are still too young to make wise decisions, setting the stage for future conflict. There are many free tools a pastor can use to help the couple decide if they are truly well suited. It's always best to counsel people you know, couples where at least one of them is from your own flock. Pastors should regularly preach about the biblical guidelines for marriage. Your home should be a model of what a good marriage and family looks like. It would be best to set up a series of meetings. Invest your time in teaching now rather than later when the marriage is in danger. Session 1 should be spent allowing the couple to talk about themselves, their background and interests. Important questions are, why do you want to get married? What do you hope to accomplish? Where is Jesus in your relationship? Do you pray together? Session 2 is a discussion of the biblical basis for marriage and how it applies to them. Use Genesis 2:18 through 25, Matthew 19:1 through 9, Ephesians 5:22 through 33, and 2 Corinthians 6:14. Sessions 3 and 4 are given over to practical matters. First, find signs of compatibility. Do they have the same attitudes about what a successful marriage looks like? How many children? How will they be raised? His parents or her parents? Next, help them identify mistaken ideas and practices, often handed down as a part of their culture or each of their peculiar upbringing. Find differences and similarities. Consider mutual or individuals friends. Then the big one, the source of most marital problems, money. Be sure they understand the importance of a budget, how to make one, and how to stick to it. Session 5 is probably the one that will be most uncomfortable to discuss, that of sex. For certain, sex in marriage is biblical and part of God's plan for the husband and wife. We cannot leave this as a mystery that they will figure out as they go along. The foundations of sex in marriage is established early on and difficult to change later. Begin by asking if they have questions and concerns about sex. This could be the starting point to talk about fears and misconceptions, often handed down by culture or misinformation. Moving on to defining intercourse and orgasm, as well as methods of sexual intercourse. It is important that both husband and wife be familiar with the other's particular anatomy, how it influences orgasm in both spouses. Each will have specific and peculiar sexual needs. And you must address how each are going to meet the other's needs. The nature of contraceptives and how to use them and acquire them is also an important topic. Finally, the biblical responsibility of husband to wife and wife to husband in meeting each other's sexual needs. In the last session, you must discuss the wedding ceremony, even if you are not going to perform it. There are almost always legal requirements and religious preparations that you can facilitate.